Today on the table, we have a Beretta 92F. So this is not a 92FS, which is the most popular pistol, but this is a 92F. So this is the 1980s action hero guy, good guy gun. So they made these from about 1980, 1981 till around 1988 until the Beretta 92FS came out. And I'll explain why they made that. But if you look here, you can see it is just a 92F right there. Right there, you can see the 92F right here, right there. So this is, like I said, the 1980s action hero gun. So Mel Gibson had this in Lethal Weapon. Eddie Murphy had this in Beverly Hills Cop. And Bruce Willis had this in the Die Hard movies. So I will do a quick safety check on it. You can see here that it is not loaded. There. And you can see that it has its original mag, which is also not loaded right there. And it's a 15 round mag. Now this one is actually made in Italy. You can see that here because it is one of the old ones from the 80s. Right there. Now the cool thing about these is Berettas are one of my favorite guns. And actually I have a 92FS. And then I also have a Beretta M9A1, which has a rail on it. And it's just a ridiculously great pistol. And I know those are more modern, but I still consider this an old pistol because, you know, it's 40-some years old and it's an 80s action hero. It's a big movie gun because they all had these. And then until they made the change. So what happened though is on the rail, and I don't know if we can see that here. So there's on the rail, there's a notch here. I don't know if you can see the little notch here. What they did was there was an issue with these where the slide would actually either come off or there was an issue basically with it coming off. So what they had to do with the 92FS is they added like a piece in here for like a guide. So then that way the rail had a stop and it also had, you know, more of a guide too for side to side, but it actually had more of a stop when it was going back. So you can actually take a rail from a Beretta 92FS, one of the modern ones, and you can put it on this old one, but you can't do it the other way around because the new ones have that little extra piece on here that, you know, obviously helps center and prevents the rail from sliding too far back and then sliding off. So I just think it's really cool in that regards. You know, I don't need to make a really long video on it. Everybody knows what a Beretta 92FS is, but it took me a while to find this 92F. It was, you know, because they only made them those 8 years or so in the 80s, and, you know, a lot of police departments used them for a while. You know, the U.S. military adopted the 92FS after a while. They were harder to find, one in good condition with original grips, that the grips were in a good condition as well for themselves, and just totally not beat up in a holster, shot a whole bunch of rounds through. This one I have shot, and it shoots fantastic. It shoots just like the FS does. There's really no difference whatsoever. It's just obviously the FS is a tiny bit more safer if you're going to throw thousands of rounds through it just because of that extra piece and the possibility of that failure. But I just want to show everybody because it is a cool, you know, 1980s action hero pistol. So there it is right there. If you look it up, you can watch all those movies, the Beretta 92F. So if you guys have any questions or if you have one of these too, I'm actually looking for a, you know, an all silver one like they had in, oh, I can't think of the name of the movie now. The Professional. So I'm looking for one from The Professional. So anywho, if you have any questions, let me know.